He gave me this the day he shouldn't have. I was 7. A Tuesday, I think. He came home from work late, and my mother was already upset, and he walked past her without saying anything and sat down on the floor of my room with a cardboard box, still in his coat. I remember the coat smelled like cold. The telescope inside was used. Scratched tube, missing one of the screws on the tripod. He'd found it somewhere, and never asked where. He just said, "This is for you." My mother came in and saw it. She didn't say anything either. She just stood in the doorway for a while, then left. I didn't understand what had happened between them that night. I still don't, really. All I knew was that he sat on the floor of my room and showed me how the focus worked, and later, when it got dark, he opened my window and we leaned out together, and he said, "Look." And I looked. He gave me this the day he shouldn't have. I was 7. A Tuesday, I think. He came home from work late, and my mother was already upset, and he walked past her without saying anything and sat down on the floor of my room with a cardboard box, still in his coat. I remember the coat smelled like cold. The telescope inside was used. Scratched tube, missing one of the screws on the tripod. He'd found it somewhere, and never asked where. He just said, "This is for you." My mother came in and saw it. She didn't say anything either. She just stood in the doorway for a while, then left. I didn't understand what had happened between them that night. I still don't, really. All I knew was that he sat on the floor of my room and showed me how the focus worked, and later, when it got dark, he opened my window and we leaned out together, and he said, "Look." And I looked. He wasn't an astronomer. He worked in a warehouse.
Let's move out.
I didn't know until I was much older that he'd wanted to study physics when he was young and didn't. Something about money or his mother being sick. I was never clear on it. He didn't talk about it. He just had this telescope and these made-up names, and he used them like they belonged to him. I think now they did.
Stay leaving the banks.
I applied to the program without telling him. I was 26. I'd been working a job I didn't like, and one day I just filled out the application on my lunch break and sent it. I didn't think I'd get past the first round. I got past the first round. I told him over dinner, a month later. I'd been practicing how to say it for weeks. I was afraid he'd be upset. He'd always wanted me to do something safer, something normal, a life he could understand. Medicine, maybe. Teaching. He was quiet for a long time after I told him. I thought, he's angry. I started to explain why I'd done it, why I wanted to, all the reasons I'd rehearsed. And he just put his fork down and looked at me and said, "Okay." That was all. Okay. I remember being disappointed. I wanted him to say more. I wanted him to be excited or proud, or at least say something I could hold on to. He didn't. It took me a long time to understand what his okay meant. He wasn't hiding that he was proud. He was hiding something else.
Here.
Yeah.
Is it a key?
He got sick the year my selection came through. Not right away, not a diagnosis, nothing clean like that. He just started being tired. He would call me in the evenings, and halfway through the conversation his voice would thin out, and he'd say he needed to go lie down. I was in training at that point, 16 hours a day, and I'd call him back the next morning, and he'd be fine again. For a while. He kept making plans. He told me what he was going to cook the day I got the final confirmation. He told me which bottle he was going to open. He told me he'd bought a shirt for the press photos. He wanted to be in one of the photos. He'd worked it out, which one he'd stand in, to the left of me, a little behind, so it would look like he wasn't trying to be in it. He said, "Look." He said it every time we talked. "Look at this. Look at that. Look what they wrote about your class." He was watching everything from home. Everything. I didn't see him for 8 months. I kept saying I'd come home the next weekend, and then the weekend would come, and something would come up at the center. He never complained. He just kept saying, "Look." I want to tell you something I've never told anyone. The eyepiece I'm about to put in this instrument, it's not from the telescope he gave me when I was 7. That telescope is in a box in my mother's garage. The eyepiece is still in it, as far as I know. I haven't looked at it in years. This one is from his telescope. The one he kept for himself, that he never told me about. I didn't know he had one until after he died. My mother found it while she was clearing out his closet. A proper telescope. Professional. Much better than mine. He'd had it for 30 years. He'd never used it with me. Not once. I don't know why he didn't. Maybe he thought the used one was enough for a child. Maybe he wanted his own thing, something that was just his. Maybe he was saving it for a moment he was waiting for. I took the eyepiece from it after the funeral. Nobody noticed. I put it in my pocket and walked out, and I've carried it ever since. I got the call on a Wednesday. I was in the simulator. I didn't make it to the funeral. The launch window was in 9 days, and they wouldn't release me. I stood in a parking lot outside the center and cried for maybe 10 minutes. And then I went back inside and finished the exercise. The confirmation of my final selection, the one he'd been waiting for, the one he'd bought the shirt for, it came through 7 days later. He didn't know. I've been talking to him for 11 years. Not out loud, usually. Just in my head, when I'm doing something. Cooking, walking, fixing things. I'll think of a thing to tell him, and I tell him, and he's always there to hear it. I don't know when that started. Sometime after the funeral, I think. I don't remember deciding to do it. It was just easier than stopping. I used to feel bad about it, like I was refusing to let go. My mother told me once that it wasn't healthy. I was 40-something at the time, still writing him letters in my head. She meant well. She said I needed to accept it. I said I had accepted it. She didn't understand the difference. Okay. Pap, listen. I want you to see something. It's a small blue dot. From here, it's smaller than anything you ever looked at with me. You'd barely be able to find it. You'd say it's not much. You'd say it's just a point of light. But it's everything. It's the house. It's the kitchen. It's the bad shirt you bought. It's Mom. It's the garage with the old telescope. It's the cemetery, the plot with your name on it, the one I never came to see. It's all there, in one dot. I finished the work, Pap. The others couldn't. I did it for them. I did it for you. You tell me that's silly. You'd say the work doesn't need a reason. You'd say it's enough that it's done. Maybe. Look, Pap. Here.
Got something on the scanner last night. Old bunker, way out east. Some kind of signal, been pinging for 2 days. Want to check it out. Probably head out tomorrow morning. I'll go alone. Quick run, find out what's sending it, turn around.
When do we leave?
Not we. I need you here. I'm going alone. I need you to stay here.
No. I'm coming with you.
The water recycler needs manual checks every 12 hours. The outer seal on Module 3, I haven't finished the patch. If something trips while we're both gone...
One day won't break the filtration, you know that. Then we both go. Quick look, back by nightfall. The base will hold for 1 day.
I need to get inside, see what's sending that signal. I'll check it and come straight back. That's it. It's settled. Come on, help me load the rover. Okay, straight. We're operas, like, okay.
If something goes wrong out there, I'm here. Alone. I can't even reach you if the signal drops. Just be careful. Please.
I'll check what's sending that signal and I'll come straight back. Quick in, quick out. I promise. Yeah. I'll be back before you even notice I'm gone. Base, you there?
I'm here. How's the road?
Flat, long,
Rover's pulling left again. I think the alignment's off.
I told you to check it before you left.
Yeah, well, I had someone rushing me out the door. It's quiet out here. No, I mean, it's actually kind of boring. Just rocks and horizon, same rocks, same horizon. I'm starting to think I should have brought you.
Oh, so now you should have brought to stay. I didn't say Mr. Someone has the water recycler needs manual checks every 12 hours. You know what I did today? I climbed inside the ventilation shaft with a sponge. My shoulder still hurt. Oh, it was wonderful. Best day I had in months. Really glad I stayed behind for that.
All right, fair enough.
Next time, just take me with you. Skip the whole speech.
Yeah. Next time I will.
Be safe out there. Good night.
Hey! I can see it. There's definitely something out here. Looks like a hatch, maybe an old relay station. It's half buried, but the structure's intact. I'm heading in now. Gonna check what's pinging and head straight back. Should be home by tonight.
Be careful.
Hey, you there? Answer me.
Please, just answer. Hey, it's me. Answer. Kirk. Kirk, answer.
Kirk! Kirk? You're not Kirk. No. No, no, no. Where is he? Who are you? Where is he?
Help me. Please.
Are you from the bunker?
Yes, we lived there. 4 of us.
Lived?
Storm. 3 of them went outside. I told them not to go. They didn't listen.
A man came to you 5 days ago.
He came. Yes.
And?
He went down to the lower level. Old supports, I warned him. The ceiling shifted, caught me too, barely crawled out.
What do you mean shifted?
Cave in. A whole section. Caught me too. Barely crawled out.
What about him?
Tons of rock. I couldn't get him out.
Did you try?
Tried. Called out. Silence. I'm sorry.
You need to rest. Heated. You know.
Thank you. You get used to it. Own rhythm, task rotation. It's fine.
All geologists?
2 on samples, 1 technician, me on data processing. Standard team.
That storm? Did they know it was coming?
They thought they'd make it. Window was narrow. Miscalculated.
You had a weather station?
Of course. Standard equipment.
Then I don't understand.
What?
A year and a half on Mars. Experienced team. Weather station. And 3 of them walked into a storm? Anyone on Mars knows if the forecast shows a storm, you stay inside. That's not even a question.
I told them the same thing. They didn't listen.
3 out of 4 ignored the forecast at the same time.
People make mistakes. Even here.
Okay, do you need anything else? Sorry.
That's how you think.
Right.
C'est tout.
What were you looking for in the rover?
Cleaning the cooling filter.
For an hour?
Had to take it apart.
You were going through the files.
What?
Navigation log was open. I didn't open it.
Must be a system glitch.
You were in my room.
No, I wasn't.
Things were moved.
I don't know what you're talking about. What do you need?
Nothing. Stop. What do you know?
About what?
Don't play games.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You found something. In the room. What exactly?
I wasn't in your room. What happened?
Need to grab something from the rover.
So... what happened there?
Reached the bunker. Found him. Alone, wounded. Said the others died in a storm.
Did you believe him?
At first. Helped him.
Found them?
Locked compartment. Door blocked from outside.
They didn't make it?
They didn't make it. Control room had recordings. Cameras.
I saw them too. On his laptop.
Went back up. Didn't know he'd figured it out. Didn't hear anything. Hit from behind. Woke up on the floor alone. Rover gone. Silence.
He thought you were dead.
Yes. Otherwise he wouldn't have left. Walked. 2 days. Maybe more. Don't remember.
You made it.
need to see this.
What am I looking at? That's deep. And you want to go down there?
We just need to build an elevator.
On Mars.
On Mars.
If the anchor sits here, the cable pulls off axis.
Then we move the guide wheel here. Manual brake? If that platform slips, it doesn't stop on its own.
With what brake? We don't have half the parts you're imagining. Fine. We'll build the simplest version that won't kill me.
You always pick the longest piece in the yard.
That's because the short ones don't reach.
How's the drum?
Ugly. Functional.
Perfect.
That'll do. No, that's not seating.
Bore's too tight. You did check the inner diameter, right?
I checked the diameter.
Get some.
Steady there.
You know, if this thing falls apart halfway down, I'm not coming to get you.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, I am. Still want to go down there?
More than ever.
Easy, easy.
That was easy.
3 more feet.
Good. Here.
You good?
Yeah, solid.
Let it go. Slow.
Copy.
What was that?
It slipped. One of the gears. It's fine now. See this? There's play in the second gear. That's what caught.
How bad?
It'll hold, probably, but it could slip again under load. We should go back. Find a better gear. Do this right.
That could take days. The gear's tight enough.
Tight enough. That's what you want to ride on. Tight enough.
It held on the way up. Smooth. You felt it.
If it slips with you on it,
Then you pull me back up, like you just did.
Ready when you are.
copy that. Initiating descent. On belay.
On belay. Let's go.
Going down.
I stopped. What's going on?
The gear, it caught. Hold on.
I'm holding. Really holding.
There you go. It's moving. Continuing down.
Copy. Nice work.
Don't thank me yet.
Right. It's not two.
Say again?
It's not 2 modules. It's a lot more.
How many?
Dozens. Dozens.
Be careful down there. Take pictures. Come back. You okay? Talk to me.
I'm fine. I'm coming up. Ready to come up.
On the way. Are you okay? You've been quiet.
Yeah, just thinking.
About what?
When I'm up top.
Okay.
You should see this.
Could he buy it?
Okay.
How many were there?
I don't know. I only opened one.
Why would anyone bring these here?
I don't know. But someone did.
Great. But here's a breakdown that if you would days where the paint step.
Stuck. Gotta sand it down. Organo. Oh, they were dead.
Wait, hold on. Do you see that? There, right side, something moving. See it? Fast.
That's Phobos.
The moon? That fast?
Yeah. Actually, Phobos is probably the strangest object in the whole solar system.
Okay. Tell me.
Imagine a rock. 22 kilometers long.
One of them, Deimos, you can barely see. A tiny dot, distant, dim. Blink and you miss it. But the other one, Phobos, that's a different story entirely. Phobos is a chunk of rock 22 kilometers long. Not round, not oval, shapeless. It looks like a potato that something chewed on and spat out. Covered in dents, covered in grooves. And this thing, officially, is a moon. A satellite of Mars. 22 kilometers. That's smaller than most cities. You could drive across it in 15 minutes. But this little rock orbits an entire planet. And it does it like nothing else in the solar system. On its surface, there's a crater, Stickney, 10 kilometers across. That's almost half the size of Phobos itself. Imagine getting hit so hard the wound is half as big as your entire body. By every law of physics, you should shatter. Phobos didn't shatter. But the impact didn't come free. From Stickney, cracks radiate in every direction. Deep grooves running across the entire surface, like scars. Evidence that this moon barely survived that day. Remember those cracks. They'll matter later. And here's something strange. Nobody knows where Phobos came from. There are two theories. The first says it's a captured asteroid, a rock that wandered too close to Mars and got trapped by its gravity. But there's a problem with that. Captured objects usually end up on wild elliptical orbits. Phobos flies in an almost perfect circle. That's extremely hard to explain if it was caught. The second theory says it's a piece of Mars itself. Billions of years ago, something enormous smashed into the planet, blasted debris into orbit, and some of that debris came together to form Phobos. But there's a problem with that too. Phobos is too dark. Its composition doesn't quite match Martian rock. So we have a moon that shouldn't have its orbit if it was captured, and shouldn't have its color if it was born from Mars. Either way, something doesn't add up. And nobody has solved it yet. But it gets weirder. Because there's someone who described this moon 150 years before anyone ever saw it. In 1726, Jonathan Swift, the man who wrote Gulliver's Travels, put 2 moons around Mars in his book. Fiction. Fantasy. Except one of them was small, and it orbited very close, and it moved very fast. In 1877, a century and a half later, Asaph Hall pointed his telescope at Mars and discovered 2 real moons. One of them was small. It orbited very close. It moved very fast. Swift's guess was disturbingly accurate, and to this day, nobody can fully explain how he got it so right.
Wait, Swift? The Gulliver guy? And he just described it before anyone even saw it?
Didn't just describe it. Got it right. Small, close, fast. 150 years early. But that's not even the strangest part.
So är det fjärnebad?
every normal moon rises in the east and sets in the west. That's just how it works. Our moon does it. Every large satellite in the solar system does it. The planet rotates, the moon orbits slower, and so from the surface, it looks like the moon drifts from east to west. Slowly, calmly. Our moon takes a full month to complete one orbit. Phobos completes a full orbit in 7 hours and 39 minutes. A Martian day is almost 25 hours. Phobos goes around in 7.5. It outruns its own planet. And because of that, from the surface of Mars, it does something that no other known moon in the solar system does. It rises in the west and sets in the east. Backwards, against the rules. And it does this 3 times a day. 3 sunrises, 3 sunsets. Each time it crosses the entire sky in about 4 hours. If you stood on the surface and looked up, you could make out its shape with the naked eye. Not a dot, not a disk. A lumpy, broken fragment, flying the wrong way. It crosses the sun. Phobos passes in front of the sun regularly, but it's far too small to cover it. So you don't get an eclipse, you get a transit. A dark, misshapen lump crawling across the face of the sun. Not graceful, not majestic, just this ugly, battered rock silhouetted against a burning disk. Mars rovers have photographed it. It looks like nothing you've ever seen in our sky. Now flip the perspective. Imagine standing on Phobos. You look up. Mars fills a quarter of your sky. Not a dot, not a bright star. A wall of red. Enormous. So close you can see the canyons with your eyes. You can watch dust storms crawl across the surface. You can see the polar caps. The planet rotates slowly above you, and you are so close that it feels less like a sky and more like a ceiling. No other moon in the solar system sees its planet this way. No other moon hangs this close. 6,000 kilometers. For comparison, our moon orbits at 384,000. Phobos is 64 times closer to its planet. The closest known satellite to its host in the entire solar system.
So it just keeps flying like that? Are you okay?
No. No.
Not today, not tomorrow, but every year it moves 1.8 centimeters closer to Mars. 1.8 centimeters. That's the thickness of a coin. Nothing. But multiply that by millions of years, and you get a spiral. A slow, invisible spiral downward. Tidal forces from Mars are dragging Phobos down. It's like friction, invisible, but constant. The moon loses speed, the orbit tightens, and Phobos sinks lower. Every orbit a little closer. And here's what makes this worse. Remember how we said nobody's sure what Phobos is made of? We do know one thing. It's light. Suspiciously light. Its density is only 1.87 grams per cubic centimeter, lower than solid rock. That means it's not solid inside. It's porous, maybe partially hollow, maybe just a bag of rubble held together by weak gravity, a pile of debris pretending to be a moon. It's cracked on the outside and fragile on the inside. Here's what happens when it falls low enough. In physics, there's a concept called the Roche limit. It's the distance at which a planet's gravity starts tearing a satellite apart. Not an explosion, nothing dramatic, just the gravitational pull on the near side becoming stronger than the pull on the far side. The body stretches, deforms, and at some point, breaks. Now remember the cracks, those grooves from the Stickney impact, the fractures that ran across the entire surface billions of years ago. They never healed. They're still there, waiting. When tidal forces grow strong enough, Phobos will tear apart along those very lines, along its old scars. A moon that survived a direct hit will not survive a slow embrace. Mars won't strike it. Mars will hold it, gently, slowly, inevitably. And here's the thing that puts all of this in perspective. Our moon, Earth's moon, is doing the opposite. Every year, it moves 3.8 centimeters farther from Earth. It's drifting away. Slowly, steadily, it's leaving us. In billions of years, it will be so far away, it won't even be able to fully cover the sun during an eclipse. Eventually, it may drift too far to stay. 2 moons, 2 planets. Mirror fates. One moon leaves its planet behind. The other falls into its planet's arms. In about 50 million years, Phobos will be gone. But the story doesn't end there.
And that's it? It just falls?
What happens after? That's the part you won't believe.
When Phobos breaks apart, the pieces won't fall right away. They won't have anywhere to go. They'll stay in orbit. Thousands of chunks of rock, dust, regolith, spreading out along the same path where a whole moon used to fly. And Mars will get a ring. Not like Saturn's. Not bright, not icy, not wide. A ring of dark stone and dust. Narrow, rough, uneven. But a ring. A red planet with a ring made from the remains of its own moon. If someone stood on the surface of Mars at that moment and looked up, they would see a thin band of debris stretching across the sky from horizon to horizon, lit by the sun. Where a small, lumpy moon used to race across the sky 3 times a day, there would now be an arc of dust and stone. But even that wouldn't last. The fragments would start to descend too. Slowly, one by one, they would enter the atmosphere. A meteor shower from a dead moon, a rain that would last millions of years. The ring would thin out, fade, grow sparse, until it was gone completely. First, a moon, then a ring, then a rain, then nothing. Just Mars. Just sky. Without the moon that once flew the wrong way.
Pour me another one.
We're drinking beer on a planet that's about to kill its own moon.